All right, today I want to share with you guys my testimony on seeing angels and demons. Because these events happened a long time ago, the exact dates and times I really don't quite remember. I like have a general idea of when they happened, but I just want to apologize first for that because I don't remember exacts. My first encounter with an angel or seeing an angel was I think when I was about 10 or 12. I just got back from church and I was taking a shower. And after I was done with the shower, I got out and I was in front of the mirror, kind of making silly faces at myself, just being young and dumb. But I was making silly faces at myself, and then all of a sudden I passed out. And and when I passed out, the first, I guess you could say this is a vision, but the first thing I saw was it was like a gate, like this gate like thing, and there was just this bright light like illuminating from this gate. It was just, I don't know. I mean, from everything I've heard in the Bible, I mean, that could have been the pearly gate, or it just could have been just a gate in general. But anyways, like I saw this bright gate, and then right after that, I saw this huge angel like flying towards me, and next to that angel there was somebody running. I don't know who that person was running next to that angel. It could have been me, or it could have been somebody else. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who it was, but there was an angel, and then there was somebody running next to that angel. And gosh, man, that angel, he was huge. He was huge. He had big wings. Is I I know he was wearing a robe. I know it's kind of like when everybody thinks of an angel, they think of this guy in a robe, but it's actually true. They actually do wear robes because a lot of the angels that I've seen are wearing them. And so this huge angel is flying towards me. He has a robe. I'm not quite sure what else he has on, but behind them there's just this huge bright light, just like glowing, and they're running in slow motion. It sounds silly, but they're running in slow motion and they're running towards me, and then all of a sudden that part of the vision stops, and then the final thing I saw was this person. I think it was either one or two people, but they were just standing there like on like a platform, and then there was again just this bright light glowing behind them, and I didn't know who they were. I couldn't see who they were, but and then the vision ended. I woke up, and when I woke up, I was actually leaning on the toilet, but I wasn't hurt or anything. I was just kind of thrown off and confused about what happened, because I mean I was young and I've never experienced something like that. And so I think the next week during church, I actually told my kind of like a guy that I looked up to. I told him about what happened, and he was kind of laughing because he asked me when it happened, and he asked me around what time. And so I told him, and he kind of looked at me all shocked because he was saying like, man, you're not gonna believe this, but around that time, I was actually praying to God to kind of to reveal Himself to you, to kind of show you something. And so I thought that was really cool. God answered his prayer. I had that vision, and so that was my first encounter with my first experience with you could say supernatural. And so the second time I saw an angel was about maybe around the same time, between 10 and 12. I actually went to bed at this point in time. It was nighttime. I went to bed, and all of a sudden I woke up, and just so you guys know how my bed was, it was a bunk bed, and then on the left of me was a dresser. And so when I woke up, I turned to my left, and all of a sudden I just saw somebody sitting there, and I didn't know what to do. So I freaked out and I panicked, and I just threw the covers over me, and I just kind of forced myself back to sleep. But that one was kind of quick. But it was just like the person. It was the angel was sitting there, and he was kind of like kind of almost transparent in a way. Like again, he was wearing a robe. He was transparent. He was just sitting there, and he turned and looked at me when I looked over. And I mean, gosh, man, it freaked me out. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was it. It freaked me out, so I forced myself back to sleep, and so that was that that encounter with the angel. And then my next encounter was I think a few years later, and I think this one was around when I was 13 or 14, because it was when I was at church camp, and or Bible camp or whatever you want to call it. But but during this time we were I guess this was at the end of a service, and we were praising and worshiping, and it was kind of coming towards the end of the kind of the whole ordeal, and so we were all sitting down, kind of in our own little just kind of everybody was sitting down in like kind of random spots, kind of, I guess you could say, having a soaking session, kind of taking in what was going on, and kind of just kind of worshiping God alone and things like that. And so I'm not exactly sure what I said, but I remember asking God to see an angel. And thinking about it now, I don't know why I asked it, because I've already seen angels, like I've seen him before, but I think maybe at that time I wanted to see him again, because it was so long since I've seen one. And so I was sitting there praying to God, like, I want to see an angel. I want to see an angel. And then the last thing I remember saying was I believe. And then right after that, I opened up my eyes, and I just saw this person just kind of like flying over all of us, and he flew kind of close to the ceiling, and so he was just flying over, and I was like looking up, like like my jaw dropped, and I was like, oh my gosh, thank you God, like I was so excited because I saw another angel. But yeah, he flew across the ceiling, kind of flew through the walls, and that was it. He was gone. And so I was just really happy at that moment. I was just thanking God and praising him, like, oh, thank you so much, Lord, that I got to see another angel. But the night wasn't over. And so eventually the whole soaking session, you could say, ended, and we were walking outside, and at this point, I think it was the sun just set, so it was dark outside. And just so you guys get an idea of what the area looked like, you had this kind of like cabin, like, and in front of the cabin there was this road that circled around this group of trees. And so I started walking towards those trees, and then all of a sudden, that area in front of me, all those trees just lit up. Like, it's like somebody turned on a light switch, and that whole area just kind of illuminated, and there was just like a bright yellow and bright gold light just beaming out of those trees. And then once that happened, I started seeing people walking. And I was just like, I just stood there and I froze, and I was just like, I was sitting there just watching all this happen. So what happened was, like, somebody would walk out behind a tree, and then once they walked up to another tree, they would disappear. Like, you would see them come out from behind a tree, you'd see them go behind a tree, and then that was it. They were gone. And I just saw a bunch of people doing that, and it was just, oh man, like everybody I saw, they were glowing. Like, they had this like goldish glow to them. Like, they're just this bright light, just kind of like illuminating from them as well. And so, like, and the people, everybody who was walking were, again, wearing robes. Apparently robes are well, I guess robes are a theme in heaven. You get the robe of righteousness and the gown of glory. So you are going to wear robes in heaven. But so, like, everybody was wearing them, and everybody was just bright. Everybody's bright and glowing. And then eventually people stopped coming out from behind the trees, and the light went away, and that was it. And I was just standing there staring at it, and there was these people walking up behind me, and they asked me, like, hey, Thaddeus, what's going on? And so I explained to them what happened, and they were just like, and they were like, cool. And the guy was like, man, I wish God would show me an angel. But I remember I remember him mentioning that, and so that was my I guess you could say third encounter with that. And then after that, I started seeing kind of like small little things. I didn't see anything really as tense as the other times, but for example, at church, I at this time I was ushering, so I think I was about 14 or 15 years old. But I volunteered as an usher, and so I was in the back of the church. Praise and worshiping was going on, and then all of a sudden, to the right of me, there are the double doors for people to walk in and out of the congregation. And so I'm standing on the left side of the door, just kind of sitting there, just listening to music, and all of a sudden I see these hands, like in the corner of my eye, like these hands just come out from the door. They're like they, oh shoot, like they're like somebody was walking in but stopped. And so there's these hands just kind of sitting there, and just like they're there, and they're glowing, and I see it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, and I think to myself like what the heck is that? And so I turn to my right, and they're gone. And so there was that small little counter, and there were a lot of other little things, like I remember during again, praise and worship, there was this guy who was sitting a few rows in front of me, and all of a sudden I saw this like bright blue light, like in this whole area of him, like that whole area of him just lit up, and it was just bright blue, and I don't know. I don't know what that was. I mean, I can assume it may have been his spirit. I mean, he could have maybe got born again at that time. I don't know. But anyways, I guess you could say I saw a spirit, or I saw something there. And so I thought that was really cool. That happened. And then one other experience that I remember is, again, I was sleeping, and this was about when I was like between 14 or 15 again. But I was sleeping, and all of a sudden I woke up to a voice talking to me, and it was loud. It was like the person was standing right next to me, and he was just like, he woke me up, and he told me like, witness the awesome power of God. And then right after he said that, because I slept next to a window, and so the whole outside just lit up, like it was lightning. There was like a lightning storm going on, but the whole outside just lit up. And then right after that, there was this huge sound of thunder, and it like shook everything. And and so that happened. And after it was done, I was like, huh, cool. Nothing else. I was just like, huh, that was really cool. And then I went back to bed. And so there was that encounter. What else? I'm trying to think of other encounters, but since then I haven't really seen any like I haven't had any intense things happen to me like that. Like every once in a while, I'll catch like a glowing glowing thing out of the corner of my eye, or I'll see something somewhere glowing, and it's just like a light that's just there, and it's like a quick light, and so to me it's just like a reminder, like, hey, angels are there. And so I'll see that every once in a while, or I'll hear I'll hear somebody call my name, or I'll hear like a whisper or something like that. Something just kind of to remind me of things. I don't know. But so yeah, like I said, things aren't as intense today, but I still see things every once in a while, and so it's just really cool to kind of be able to it's just really cool that God would show that stuff to me, and it's just really honoring to be able to experience things like that. Now, as for demons, I didn't really see them as much as I used to, as I seen angels. I saw them every once in a while, but it wasn't that often, and so, but I'm glad, because it's nothing really. It's intimidating, but really it's nothing. This one was the first time I actually saw a demon, and now I was in the house alone, and I was playing, at that time, Game Boy Advance. I was sitting there just playing the game, and then all of a sudden I saw this this demonic face just show up on the screen, and like I jumped back once I saw it, because it freaked me out. And I wasn't playing anything bad or anything. I was playing I think Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I was just playing some, I guess you could say, some innocent game. But then this demon revealed itself to me. And so I was at first I was startled, but then I kind of went back to doing my thing, because it was like, whatever. And then all of a sudden, I guess apparently that wasn't enough, because then right after that, this shadow type animal walked right past me, and that freaked me out. I just walked right past me, and I'm like, oh man. But then shortly after, I kind of got sucked back into my game, and that was it. And so that was my first encounter with actually seeing a demon. and then after that, it's I'm trying to think. It's nothing really as intense, but every once in a while I'd be woken up in the middle of the night, and there would be some kind of like a thing there, like it was I don't know. There's just be something there, and you knew that it was and like you knew it was something supernatural. Like you knew it was a demonic force because for some reason the room was like weirdly darker than what it usually is, and like you just felt this like I guess you could say like you felt this fear, like you felt this like sickness, like this grossness in the air, and so I've had several encounters like that where they will just kind of show up to kind of try to intimidate me, but then I'll start praying, and then after a while of praying, you can actually feel them leaving. Like like it's weird because the room's dark, but then it's not as dark when they leave, and so I don't know if that like if that makes any sense, but it's just weird because you can actually feel their or feel them leave, feel the presence leave, and so I've had other experiences like that, but like I said, I didn't have many encounters with demons, but those were the encounters I did have, and if you're curious to what demons do look like, you can just Google images of demons, and there's this like kind of red and black picture with just the face, a demonic face, and it's like really ugly, and it has like it has like, I think it has the horns, and the face is all gross and just kind of all messed up. And so if you guys want to know what a demon looks like, that is a really accurate description of a demon. I guess for angels, if you want to know what an angel looks like, you can just Google angels, and you'll have them right there. The angels that you see on the internet with the wings, the robes, and all that stuff. I mean, those are really accurate as well. And so you can have yourself a little glimpse of what they look like. And so that's it. That is my testimony. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it blessed you guys. And so that's it. Well, you guys have a blessed day.